Hello, good morning, friends. I hope you all are safe at your place and you all are learning very well through this online classes. Today, once again, I'm your Ranjini ma'am, and I'm here with your new poetry, poem number 7, Animals. Okay, in this poem, it is written by uh, it is written by Walt Whitman, and in this he has shown the comparison between human beings and the animals, and he says uh, that he feels more comfortable with animals rather than the familiar with the animals rather than the human beings, because somehow they have pure conscience than the human beings. Humans are self-centered persons. They always think about themselves only, while animal are selfless kind of fellow who always be nice towards the person who who helped them or who took care of them. So at a time while human beings are selfish, at the same time contradictory, animals are selfless and they have a more pure conscience than the human being. They never have to pray God for their sinful deeds, while humans are constant praying to God for their sinful deeds. Okay, so what kind of argument he has put in this poem, that we will see very next. Okay, Animal by Walt Whitman, and this is how, as I told you, that he put more valuable argument that humans are not that much uh, trustworthy than the animals, because animals are selfless, while human beings are more selfish. About the poet. So Walt Whitman was born in 1819 and 1819, and he was died at 1892. He is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. Metrical means poetry with a meter. So he broke that tradition with the rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry, which was in free verse. Means there is no verse, it is free from any kind of verse or this meter and the boundaries of the particular types of writing. He started writing in a new way, in a revolutionary way, that there is no need to a particular verse, it is free verse kind of a poetry. The poem Animal is from his work Songs of Mystery Myself in Leaves of Grass. So this poem belongs to the book named Songs of Myself in Leaves of Grass, and Animals took from that collection of poem. Now come to the introduction. Walt Whitman has shown the comparison between human beings and animals in this poem, as I told you before. He has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain which he thinks animals don't have. Here he wants to put the idea that the evilious point or evilious things which is present inside the human being or human brain, which he thinks that animals don't have. That is why he thinks that animals are much better than human beings, because they have kind of a thing to honesty towards a person who did one good thing for them. Yes. Summary of the poem. Now, what is the central idea of this poem? So, in the poem Animals, the poet has described his will to become an animal because he thinks animals are far better than human beings. So, in this poet, he describes that his will to become an animal. He wants to be an animal because he says that animals are far more better than the human beings. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other. This is the common factor. We can say that every human being has this kind of factor, that they are greedy, always greed for get more than this one, more than this one. He has a car, I want two. He has a 5, I want 10. He has a bungalow of 1 crore, I want bungalow of 5 crores. So we are greedy. Our needs never dies. We want every time something better. If we have the whole thing, then there are certain people, they are not enough happy with the things they have, which perhaps the others don't have. But it is the human nature that we are greedy, and we never, and our need never ended any day. By the time, by passing the time, by the every day, our needs will be increasing, it will not decreasing. And every time we need that, because we are greedy, we want as much as the others have. We never feel satisfied that okay, we have ample amount or ample thing to live with. If we have a good home, though it is small, if we have a good income, though it is not in crores, then it is okay. It doesn't matter. We are living happily, we are living healthy. We have this 3 times stuff of eating, though we don't have income in crores, but we always want to be the best, we always want to be the superior, and that is why we always chasing behind this materialistic thing. But we forget that we have our own life, our emotional needs, our duty towards our children, and there are lots of things which is more than important than money. We are greedy, we are full of jealousy, we feel jealous for one another, and that is why we never feel that okay, we are satisfied, enough we are enough happy, we have enough things, and we are happy. We have the things which perhaps some other people don't have, but still, because we are feeling jealousy, we have some this jealousy point towards the others, that if he has this, I want this much. This will create this jealousy, this greediness, and it always against the nature of an animal. But animals are calm and self-contained. They are very calm. They don't need too much for themselves. They only want the things that they can survive. They only demand for those things which are needed for their survival, not more than that. The animals are happy with what they have. They never complain about miseries and sorrows. They haven't concept like miseries and sorrows, because they never feel like, or we can say that they never have this kind of emotions in themselves, this jealousy, this greediness. They don't feel this kind of thing. They never try to do this kind of things to one another, and that is why they never complain about miseries and sorrows. On the other hand, human beings complain about their miseries. They give more importance to the rich and strong people, stay restless because of their wrongdoings, and run behind the luxurious things of this world. Whereas animals are honest about their relations and don't give importance to a particular class. Yes, that is it. We always want to give importance to the rich and strong person. We always stay restless because our wrong deeds, and we always wants to run behind these luxurious things of this world. Whereas animals are honest about their relations, and they don't give any importance to a particular class. They live a life which is full of honesty and less of greed and jealousy. They always live a very content life. Okay, so they live their life with full of honesty, and it doesn't mean that the greed and jealousy doesn't exist over there, but it existence is very much low or in a very less number. So they don't need to repent all the time like an human being. Okay. Yes. First stanza. I think I could run, I could turn and live with animals. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so pleased and self-contained. I stand and look at them long. So, what did he say is that first, placid. Placid means calm and peaceful, and contained means keep up control, a kind of a satisfaction. Uh, so, the poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. Here we can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. Here he says that he wants to live in the world of animals. He wants to be an animal. Here we can say that he points out that and he finds that world of animals are far more better than the human worlds or the world of human beings. He further says that he finds animals more peaceful than humans. They have peace in their life more than us. Today's life, we are rushing, we are running. We don't have that concept of peace. We are forgetting by the time. In our old time, our prior generation, as we look forward to our parents, our grandparents, they have contentment in their life. Okay, if they have achieved a small amount, then they are happy because they feel contentment, they feel satisfaction. In today's generation, if they are earning crores, though they don't have that contentment, that feeling of satisfaction, because we are madly chasing the luxurious, this materialistic life. So he says that they are calm and have no greed for the worldly things or any kind of achievements. They don't need a house, they don't need a furniture, they don't need this what we can say, that Italian foreign furniture and the stylish living. They don't need bad. So they are not chasing behind worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are self-contained, means they are happy with life and never interfere in lives of others. That is the best part of animals, that they always happy and they never interfere in the lives of others, where humans have the habit of interfering in the lives of others. So poet thinks that animals are better than humans for being calm and not interfering in the matters of others. The poet further says that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. He constantly observes this kind of thing, that we are going crazy, we are going mad with the in this chasing of getting materialistic thing, this luxuriousness, or this getting the luxuries of our life. We are being mad behind this kind of things, but animals haven't this kind of things, and the main part of it, they never interfere in one another life, while human being has this big advantage. They always try to interfere in other lives rather than their own lives. Okay, here assonance means use of vowel sound. I think, I live with animals. These are the assonance. Repetition, use of word long is repeated, like long and long. Okay, and anaphora, I word used to the start of two consecutive lines. So it should be the literary devices of your first paragraph that you have to remind. Yes. Second stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owing things. Sweet here it means complaint. Okay, here the meaning of sweet is complaint. Whine, WHINE, whine means cry. Sins means wrongdoings, and demented means mad, disturbed. So, the poet says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery because they never cry out loud like humans do to show that they have lost something. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance of their wrongdoings. That okay, I did wrong, I snatched his things, I humiliated him, or I humiliated them. I I just don't obey my parents. I just being rude to them. So this kind of things animal doesn't have. This kind of concept and idea. They never cried out loud like humans in frustration because they never do this kind of wrongdoings, this kind of sins. This means that animals are different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. They are not doing this kind of things, that they are not showing something that they are in a grief, they are in anger because something happens wrong with them. He further says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of God. The main thing, the main idea of that, he further says that animals are very truthful, they are reliable because they haven't any concept of this showcase kind of a concept that they boasting over themselves about their good deeds done in the name of God. Like in the name of charity, they says that always that I have done some charitable work according to this, according to that, and I have donated this kind of money. Animal doesn't have this kind of concept to show this kind of this boasting themselves. He says so because most of the human beings do this. They try to show their good deeds and religiousness to others. Generally, they are trying to show that they are doing this, they are religious, they are they are giving this amount or this much money to the charitable trust. So they are very dignitary in this world. So they wants to they try to show their good deeds to the others rather than for their own betterment. They used to do this kind of works for the showcase of the other people. They do so in order to gain popularity among their fellows. They are doing this because they want to get popularity. They want some fame and name from this by doing this kind of deeds. So the poet thinks that animals never irritate him by doing such a thing just to gain some praise from their fellow people. He says that animals doesn't feel this kind of insecurities and they never do such a kind of things to just to gain some praise from their fellow people. So they do is in order to gain popularity among their fellows, while the poet says that, or poet thinks that animals never irritated him by doing such a thing just to gain some praise from their fellow people, because they haven't that concept like that okay, they are doing such a things, then they will get some name and fame in their world. They are very much pure because their needs are very limited. They don't have greed for getting good things, getting betterment in life, and they don't need this kind of luxuries. They are not chasing, they are not maddened behind this kind of things, and that is why they are very much truthful. They are very much real and natural rather than the human beings, and that is why perhaps they don't need to stay dissatisfied like us, and they don't need to wake up in the night and repenting for their deeds. Here they says that he feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like humans. They don't have this kind of dissatisfaction like we have. Okay, they stay happy with whatever they have. They can adjust, they can survive in the with the minimal things, because they can survive in the very minimal things, and they don't have this kind of greed to get the things, get the luxury, get the all the things which gave them a comfort zone. They can adjust themselves in any kind of situation, and that is why they are a very much brave and a strong kind of living beings. They never run behind worldly things like good furniture, good chandelier, okay, in a house, good this bedroom, this bed, this furniture, this cupboard, this kind of costly shoes, costly this clothes. They don't chase this kind they don't chase this kind of things, because they haven't any this kind of concept. They never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. They never focus on that. He says that none of them is made behind owning the worldly things. No animal is chasing to get a good furniture, to get a good house. Okay, they are very much happy in the natural thing. They are very much happy with the natural resources as much as they can earn. So they are very much happy in their natural livelihood, while at the same time people are chasing or mad behind owing this worldly, this materialistic things. Literary device, again anaphora, use of repeated words at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines, like use of they do not. Here metaphor, sweat and wine refer to the cries and complaints of human beings. So sweet and wine both are used as the cries and complaints of the human beings, rather than not the meaning of this food meaning. They are different in a meaning over here. Sweet, as I told you, that is refers to the means complaint here, and wine is here referred as the cries. It shows the act of crying people. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince, they plainly in their possession. Now, kneels એટલે bow down. Events means show, reveal. Possessions means ownership of something. And tokens means here the qualities. So here the poet says that he has never seen any animal showing this devotion to anybody by bowing down, like we are praying. So we are merging our hands, and we used to a little bit bow down our head, but they don't need to go to the temple, go to the church, and they don't need to pray for or say sorry for their wrongdoings, because they are very much natural in their nature. So they don't need to do this kind of things, because they are not mad behind, or they are not madly chasing these luxurious or worldly things. They never do so even for their ancestors. They are not doing, their ancestor didn't do that. Okay, they do not show devotion towards God like humans do. The way we are showing our devotion towards God, they don't show this kind of devotion towards God, because perhaps anyhow they are really connected to the God, because they are very pure soul kind. I think they are very pure concern. They have their pure conscience. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. We have some important personality, some powerful personality. If they are rich, if they are in power, then they are more respectable than the poor one. But in there are not important. There is no concept like important person in this animal world. We have this kind of concept of respectable or important in this human society. In human beings, rich people are generally give more importance and are treated with more respect as compared to the poor. As we all are facing, and we all are know that poor people are not that much given importance or care or a good treatment, while rich people are generally given more importance, good treatment, or more respect compared to the poor people. But in the society of animals, they never do so. But they don't have this kind of criteria or rituals, because there are not the concept of society or not a concept of this rich and poor. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. They being equal to everyone. They are not going to bias with this, giving a respect to the giving respect to this animal is lesser and this animal is the bigger one, because they haven't concept like that. For them, they all are at equal and same. Okay, so everyone give equal importance to one another. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. They are not like that. If we are facing some trouble, then I am the saddest person on the world, and if we have something, then I am the happiest person in the world. They haven't this kind of concept in their life. Further, the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Further, he added that the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Here, he wants to say that animals use other animals as their food, and they never try to hide this. Whatever they are doing, we can see that the one animal is using other animal as their food, but they never hiding this kind of things. Whereas human being shows that they have nice and friendly relations with others, though the reality is opposite. We have this hypocritic way of dealing with the people, that always we used to say that okay, oh, we are very good friends, we have a healthy relations, but the things in the reality, the things are totally opposite. We don't even want to see them faces, we don't even want to talk like them, but still in the society we always manage to showcase that okay, we have a very good thing and we have a very healthy relation. So always showing kind of things are there in our society, whereas in human beings, whereas in animal society, it doesn't work like that, though the reality is opposite. The poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards showing their relations with other animals. They are more realistic, they are more natural to showing their relations towards the other animals, while in human beings it is totally opposite. In human beings, they are very fake towards showing their relations with the other person. They are very hypocritic while doing some while they are hypocritic to show their originality. They are far away from their reality because it doesn't suit in the society. So they always work or behave as a social animal rather than the human being. They always think about society first rather than themselves, their emotions, and their duties. They always give priority to the society rather than their morals or than their emotions and feelings. Yeah, that's it. Here in this literary devices is like metaphor. The inner qualities of humans are referred to as tokens. Okay, so metaphor is there because here human qualities are compared with this animal world. So, and it is it is referred as a token. So token is means the qualities. Okay, I want I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge time ago and negligently drop them? Negligently means carelessly. Okay, so at last the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. He further questioned himself also that where his own good qualities are gone. Every human being has their own good qualities, but by passing the time, we are being more practical in this practical world and in this mean world. And by the passing time or facing this world, surviving in this world, we somewhere forgotten or drop our morals, our good qualities, and we try to be like the society or like the person in this world, the way they want to live or the way they want to behave, and we want to make ourselves match with this mean world. We forgot our good qualities and good things to them. He further he further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? Now he is confused that did he left them? He totally left that values, or he carelessly lost them. Means he didn't do it deliberately, but he carelessly, he unknowingly forget or lost their values, their goodness in somewhere in time. The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. These are the so the qualities that we were found in human beings in past, like in human in old time. Okay, in past times we feel that we find this innocence, kindness, truthfulness in people, not in animals. But nowadays we are find this kind of things in animals only, not in human beings, though these are the qualities of human being. But by passing the time to work to survive in this more practical and fast world, people forget their values, their roots, and they left those things, or rather carelessly lost them, and they started living their life without any morality. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed on to the animals. Now, humans have passed all these qualities to animals, and they feel free from this kind of things, and they are being more practical, they are being more materialistic in this materialistic life, and they have no concern with this kind of moral or this kind of words like emotion, innocence, kindness, and truthfulness that we hardly seen in our time. Okay, so there is no rhyme scheme followed in this poem. Okay, we quickly go through these hard words. As placid means calm and peaceful, contained means keep up control, wine means cry, sins means wrongdoings, demented means mad or disturbed, nils means bow down, evince means show or reveal, possession means ownership of something, tokens here I has told you it is the qualities, and negligently means carelessly, without doing care or without giving attention. If you are doing something, that is called negligently. Okay, yes, here I would like to sum up my lecture with this very beautiful quote by Walt Whitman himself. He wrote this, that be curious, not judgmental. It means if you have to be curious. Curious means you have this craving of knowing something, curiosity to know something. That is very good. You be curious. You have to be a person who is always interested in knowing the things, that why such a things occurs, what how does it exist, or what it means to in the life. That is good. not judgmental. But don't be a judgmental towards a particular thing. Don't be biased. Don't be stick minded towards a particular thing, that okay, if something is like that, then that is the thing is definitely, it doesn't work anywhere. Okay, you cannot be judgmental. You have not right to judge anyone by their perspective, by their appearances, by their colors or races or their culture. You don't have right to judge a person according to their deeds. You have to be curious about something, that is good. If you have a curiosity to know that how this machine is function, or what happened to this person, why he did this kind of thing, that is okay. But he did suicide because he is not good. Her, that girl is lived by someone because she is not good at character. Don't be judgmental like that. Don't prepare your mind for a certain thing. Okay, if this kind of things happen, then that should be the reason only, and this is the things only. We can't be judgmental towards the other. First of all, we have to think about the whole uh, event, and then we can come on any kind of conclusion. But every time everyone's perspective is different than the one another, because every person is individual, and obviously one is always differ from the another. So curiosity is good, be curious is very good, but be judgmental is very bad. So never be judgmental towards any kind of person, things. Okay, be curious about something, be curious to know something, but don't be judgmental about something or someone. That's all from my side. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have and I hope your all concepts are clear. If you clear, okay, if you have any kind of a doubt, then you can come to me. Till then, enjoy your lessons very well. Bye bye.